Alright, hey, welcome back to another Speed Duel deck profile. Hey, today we take a look at Magnet Warrior. That's right, we got Magnet Warriors as a deck I've been playing. It's a fun deck. It's very self-contained for what it does, and it's pretty great. We're using magnetic attractions at once per duel. When you normal summon a Magnet Warrior, you get to add a Magnet Warrior with a different name. It has a second effect, but we don't use that effect because we don't play that monster. Right, so the deck is pretty streamlined. It's just three Delta on Summon He Foolishes a Magnet Warrior, and that's all you need to know. And then we play 3 Beta. So basically the play of the deck is to summon this, use the skill to dump a Beta and to add a Beta, which means we're getting 2 cards out of the deck right away. And then the reason why this deck is so cool because of the field spell, Magnetic Field, is that once per turn if you control a rock monster, you can reborn a rock monster, right? So you pretty much just get to opening up the field and Delta gets you 2 monsters turn 1. And then the other phrase is that once per turn, if a rock monster battles and the opponent's monster does not die, destroy, you bounce that monster. So you're controlling the game. You're controlling your opponent's game board, field presence with the field spell to bouncing your Magnet Warrior back. So you're just using it to do chip damage, like I attack, suiciding the Magnet Warriors just to bounce their opponent's max, and then hopefully you have another Magnet Warrior next turn to set up to bring back another Magnet Warrior. And then we only play 3 Betas because he's just the biggest Magnet Warriors. I don't play the Gamma, I don't play the Alpha because they're pretty much useless. Alpha is like pretty much the most useless Magnet Warrior of all to ever exist, if you think about it, right? And then Gamma I don't find the need to play. And then at this point now we're just playing a bunch of staple good cards to protect. 3 Spirit Creeble. I mean, Spirit Creeble is just an inherently good hand traps, right? You just put them to defense, right? Makes it easier for your Magnet Warrior, so that way your Magnet Warrior don't actually die in battle. You just put to defense, and then next turn you just swing your Magnet Warrior to bounce it, right? 3 Offerings to the Doom. This is just a good card, right? Just a good spell card to play in general, right? It just gets rid of a monster. 3 Shrinks. Really loving Shrink right now in the game. Just like I said, damage step is just a good phase to mess around with. If they attack to your Magnet Warrior, you just shrink them like gotcha, right? And then because like nothing's beating over a Delta or a Beta when you shrink them. Like they have to summon a monster with 3,500 attack in order to play around Shrink. So Shrink pretty much just always outs every monsters in the game. And then finally, our limit 1 is just 1 Nightmare Wheel. Nightmare Wheel is just good, just burn them for chip damage, right? And then finally, for our limit 3 is a double Book of Moon and 1 Dior. I just like to play this as my standard ratio for any deck for use to limit 3. I just think these just Dior is just still an inherently good card, being able to out any card in the game, right? And then Book of Moon is just a good defensive card to play in general. And then Extract is just like always pretty irrelevant because we just play Awakening the Dragon target when we don't play Awakening the Dragon. So it's just whatever. You don't have to play the extra deck. It's just whatever. I just there to make my opponent think I play an Extract. So 1 Cyber and 1 Ojama King, Destiny and Dragoon, Master of Oz, Ojama Knight, and then Rio Senshi. Like I said, it's just whatever random 6 random fusion monsters you want to play. So there you go. So yeah, that's the Magnet Warrior deck. I think the deck is good. It's still a good control deck. It does a lot for what it needs to do. Right, right. I don't play Metaverse. I don't think you need to play Metaverse. I think your deck is fine because you play so many other supportive cards that you don't technically need to open up Magnetic Field every time you turn 1. As long as you open up the Magnet Warrior, that's all that really matters. But if you do open up Magnetic Field, that's good, right? But most of the time, like the way of the deck with all his power cards, protecting your Magnet Warrior, you don't need to see Magnetic Field ASAP, right? Like, you should be able to play just fine without the Magnetic Field most of the time. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Like always, thanks for watching. If you want to see any other decks, leave a comment down below. I'll get to it eventually at some point. I got a bunch of these I want to do. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, thanks, bye.